Hi there, just getting home, but a hot topic that blew up today at work, and it's been going on social media for the longest while, and I pretty much just think there's a huge misconception out there about why private schools are asking for their fees at this point in time, and why some schools are slow to give discounts. And why is it that some institutions are just throwing in the towel, closing down, and won't be existing come September? So if you're following social media and the news and so forth, you realize that private institutions are making a plea. But what I'm realizing, a lot of people don't know how these institutions work, so they can't comprehend the logic behind the fees and why some institutions are slow at giving discounts, why other institutions are pretty much letting go half of their workforce, and why is it that there's a lot of whys. All right, number one, the thing to note is this. The lighting in here is bad, so the thing to note is this: private institutions depend 100% on fees. 100% on fees for one purpose: to exist. If you're going to a traditional institution means you've been around for a while, you're nitty-gritty in the system. These institutions do not make a profit. I don't know of any traditional institutions that make a profit. Most traditional prep schools, they break even or they make a loss, hands down. I don't know any that makes a profit. All right. The next thing is your fees. Institutions, if you're in a good position, you can budget for your fees at 78% of the tuition. That's very, very, very rare. Most institutions is between 80 and 90% of the school fees that go to salaries alone. Salaries alone. Then you're probably saying that don't make sense. It makes sense from the perspective that institutions, they know their clients, they know their community, they know their structure, they know what their parents can afford. A lot of these institutions will bring it just at the line, at the margin, where their parents can afford it and they can exist with other factors in place. Those factors are fundraisers, canteen, activity, tuck shop. All right? Fundraisers, activity, canteen, tuck shop. When these things are not in existence, those institutions will struggle. More so, if you're following the news, you realize that 4 institutions at March, they didn't even try going to April. The end of March, them say we're done. Because they analyze the situation and realize that their canteen, tuck shop activities will be out of commission for God who knows when. June, July, August, probably September. They know that they couldn't even survive for a month without this. That's an institution that's right off the bat, without knowing anything about the institution, I can tell that they budget at 90% for their salaries. Right off the bat, I can tell that because I'm in the industry, so I know. Why is this though? Nobody not there. Them not paying a light, no water. That is not true. See, in a resident system now, you go up on a vacation, you gotta take a 3 weeks, you go down a Ochi, alright? Without a passport, you go down a Ochi. You lock off everything at your house. You probably might leave on the fridge because you have some stuff in there. When you lock off all of that and you come back, you generate very, 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 very little bit on a residential system. On a commercial system, nothing goes so. Whether the kids are at school or not, we're on a commercial system. And you're pretty much paying by the meter. So now when you have a school that is let's say an older school, a school that is 30, 40, 50 or more, a school that is 100 years old, 120 years old, 200 years old, them have couple meter about the place. A lot of these schools are paying anywhere between 60,000 to 90,000 per meter. So if the school have 3 meter, that's 90,000 times the 3. It's $180,000 already. That is just meter we're talking about, and just meter commercial system. Alright? Nobody not there. Let's work with a small school. Let's say 150 students. 150 students, right? Your water bill for 150 students, if nobody there or not, coming up to around 200,000, almost 300,000. It's a small institution. Alright? Why? I don't know. That's how the commercial system works. Light. Small school. Light have to turn on at night so you can deter criminals. So you can light up the place so security can see what's going on. So light have to turn on at night. Alright? Anybody that's saying that light not using, that is not true. Light have to turn on at night. And for a small institution, the light bill not coming for less than 250,000, 300,000. Okay? So, on a meter system, light and water, we can just round it off to call it 580 for light and water alone. Yeah, phone and internet. People will be saying, well, why them don't disconnect the phone and internet? How much are you? How many people still call school? You know the school lock, but you're ringing off the school phone same way. Yeah, looking at you, guilty, because you know you do it. I wonder if anybody is there. Alright, you still call. And the internet is still there. The school's perspective, why don't they shut these off? It is the hardest thing to get phone and internet connected at a school. It saves you money and it saves you headache to keep them in place than to disconnect them. That is just hands down the easiest thing to do when it comes to phone and internet. Remember I mentioned security earlier. You still have your night and your security, your night guard and your day guard. Alright? Put all of this together. That small school of 150 students paying roughly around 700,000 monthly. 700,000 monthly in expenses. Nobody not there at the school. No one is there. And they're paying us $700,000 monthly. Alright. Let's go down to the fees now. Fees. Let's say the fee is $50,000. Let's just is $50,000, right? Okay. 150 students, $50,000. Everybody likes to do this. They like to calculate how much students are at the school and how much money is paying. That's $7.5 million. Alright? 150 times 50,000, 700. $7,500,000. That's when the school is operating at normal. So now the institution come and say, alright, we're going to give a 20% discount because, you know, our parents are in a pinch, the economy stay away, so forth, people lose their jobs and all of that. The institution understand this. So they give a 20% discount. In this scenario, that would be $40,000. And that would work out to $6 million. I hope my math correct. Alright. Teachers on a normal day-to-day, let's say a small institution would have around 10-11 teachers, 4 or 5 assistant teachers. So that salary monthly being generous, actually not being generous, being kind of stringent, that salary will come up to about 1.2 monthly. Alright, so for the term you're collecting 7.5 million. For the month you're pushing out 1.2 in salaries, times that by 5 months because we're going all the way to August. That will give you $6 million, right? Which gives you a cushion of $1.5 million. And the following, Mr. Fire. So the income for the term is 7.5 million. Salaries alone is 6 million. 700,000 times 5, because remember we said the expenses is 700,000. That would have come out to 3.5 million. 3.5 million plus that 6 million is 9.5 million. This is a regular day-to-day school. Okay, so far, based on tuition, just the collection of school fees, that school is already $2 million in the red. Okay, so when you're paying 100% school fee, that school is already 2 million in the red. So why schools budget like that? Again, they know the clients. All right, they know the clients and they know what the clients can afford. Schools like these now, they will depend on a canteen, activities, tuck shop, so forth. Some schools are fortunate enough that their canteens can be closer to the main road, that they can actually sell to the general public. All right, schools like these can't have that canteen serving their babies. So when you have babies on campus, babies meaning baby, all right, up to 6 years old, we call them 6 years old, we call them babies. A school that don't have any baby can sell if your canteen close to the gate, away from the school population, so you don't endanger your kids. Not many schools have this luxury. All right, it is through these activities and so forth that the $2 million can get cushioned, not eradicated, but cushioned. I hope you follow me so far, because the video reached 11 minutes, you know. So the short and sweet is this: before the discounts were applied, on a normal day-to-day basis, when you're taking salaries and so forth into play and you calculate everything, most private schools were in the red. How they got rid of the red was through fundraisers, activities, and all them thing there, and the canteen. They would depend on the canteen heavily to get rid of this red. Now that those things do not exist and they're not operating, that red is heavier. Why do I say that? You realize I only calculated teacher salary. We didn't calculate any ancillary. We didn't calculate any groundsman. We didn't calculate any deductions. We never calculate no health plan. We never calculate no pension match. Because, you know, once you're in a private institution, when you pay your pension, the institution matches your pension. When you pay for your health insurance, the institution matches your health insurance. We don't mention none of that. And the institution is $2 million already in the red. And this is a small school that we're talking about. This is a school that has a $50,000 school fee with 150 kids. So when that institution right off the bat in March says, how long school going closed for? Probably 2 months. We're done. They release the ancillary staff and they put them on the care package from the ministry. And they say, if by the good graces of God we're still standing in 3 months, maybe we can open our doors in September. Some already throwing the towel because they know that there's no way that can happen. Why is there no way that can happen? Because that $700,000 monthly bill, by the time they get to September, there's no way they can clear off that $3 million. There's no way. So those schools just won't be around come September. So when you look at, you get that 20% discount. The school was already 2 in the red. You cannot pay teachers at their 100% salary. So pretty much what we offer you in school fees deduction, the staff has to take that in salary cuts as well. And in some cases, teacher don't make money. That short and sweet, teachers don't make any money. Teachers are in it for the love of what they do. Teachers are in it for the love of what they do. Anybody tell us that I'm going to teaching for the money? Yeah, right. Don't go in for the money. So when you're going to slash the little bit that a teacher already makes, yeah. And I mean, we're not being bashful on anyone. Everybody have it rough. Some people have lost their jobs. Some are reduced hours. All kind of things. We're feeling it all across society. But it's just for you to understand why institutions are asking for fees. And why is it that some institutions cannot go below that 10, 20, or even 30 if they're fortunate enough to push it to a 30% discount. It is very important you understand why that is. And it's not because they don't want to. It's because when they budgeted originally before the crisis, they budgeted with a sense that the canteen would be running, activities will be going, tuck shops will be doing, fundraisers going. And as I say, fundraisers, a lot of institutions, when they run fundraisers every 2 weeks, you have to realize that your fortnight is what they run the fundraisers for. So when they run it for a fortnight, everything they collect at that fundraisers goes into clearing off their fortnight's salaries. Everything they get at that fundraiser going to clear off their fortnight's salaries. Now fundraiser now go on. All that fortnight is going to build up. They cannot afford it. And that's pretty much it. The video long still, but I hope I clear up some of the misconceptions.